Hello, it's Helen here from helenmartinonline.com. How are you going today? I've got my whiteboard out today, serious stuff today. And as my heading says, I am talking about multitasking. Multitasking is completely damaging. Now, this is one of the things that was highlighted to me in a recent trip that I just did to Los Angeles. So last week, I've just come back from a trip to LA where I have spent intensive time with 6, 7, and 8 figure, earners teaching me how to take my business to the next level. And this is not only skill levels in relation to building a business online. This is all about mindset and being productive and, how to really work effectively and managing, your time, etc. So one of the things, we've talked about this before, but it really didn't sink into me until we did this little exercise in Los Angeles. So I'm here to share this with you today to prove to you that multitasking is damaging. Now, I've always prided myself on being one of those people that can juggle all the balls. I can be a mum, I can do work, I can do this, I can do that, I can do 10 different things at once, and I've always thought that that's a really good thing. So, how many of you that can relate to that you think you're a multitasking master and that it's a really good thing? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not, and I'm going to prove to you why in this little video. But before I get into the content, if you are new to me, just put the number 1 down below so I can say hello to you afterwards. Predominantly what I do is help home-based business owners bring their business online. So that's a combination of things like social media branding, lead generation, mindset, video marketing, like a whole lot of things. And this is what I'm talking about today is one of the things that we went through in detail in Los Angeles. But the penny didn't really drop for me until we did this little exercise that I'm going to do on the whiteboard. So you don't have to believe me, I'm actually going to prove it to you today. If you are watching the replay, when you hop on, just put the word replay down below so I can go and say hello to you afterwards as well. So I want to talk about just to start with the overview of multitasking. So I'm sure you'll agree with me here that we generally think that the more balls that you can juggle, like life's busy. A lot of us are married, we've got children, we've got other jobs. Like, this is not the only other things I do. I do consulting, I do coaching, I teach classes at the gym. Like, there's so many different, generally avenues that people have. So we've got a lot of balls to juggle. Then we've got these little things called iPhones or whatever type of phone that you have, and then comes in the email, the messages, the messenger, and how distracting that is in our life. And technology is awesome, but technology is very distracting. Now, it can be great for convenience as far as, if you've got your email connected to your phone and you're out and about and you can get your email, that's awesome. But when you're working, at your work and your phone keeps going ping, 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 ping with emails or messages or whatever, it can also be really distracting. So we've got to balance the convenience of technology with the interruption that it brings to your productivity. And the better you think you are at multitasking, I'm here to tell you that you're probably a lot less productive than what you think you are. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why first multitasking is damaging, and then I'm going to prove it to you on the whiteboard. So stick with me. So why is multitasking damaging? Multitasking is damaging because your brain, I've got some notes here so I don't forget the things that I want to tell you. Multitasking your brain significantly reduces the amount of attention it gives one activity. So when we do multitasking, we're going from here to here to here to here. So you might be doing something on your computer and you're concentrating on that, and then your phone dings. So you go and look at an email or a messenger message, something like that. So when you're doing that with your brain, you're actually giving a lot less attention to the one thing. So you're significantly reducing the amount of attention that you're giving on either one of those things. So it's not effective attention. It's not productive work. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you never really give your best when you're multitasking. So multitasking and quality don't go hand in hand. So when you're doing a lot of things at once, you're not really giving your quality attention to any one of those things. You're dividing your brain and your attention across the board. So quality and multitasking do not go hand in hand. Number 3, you don't know how to live in the moment. Interesting one. How many of you are glued to your mobile phones and you can't go anywhere without it? And when you are out and you don't know where your phone is, you feel like your left leg or your right leg is completely cut off from your body. Who agrees with me there? Send me some likes, send me some love. You've got to agree with me there. How addicted are we to our mobile phones? So number 3, in not being able to sort of live in the moment, we are so distracted by our phones. So you might be out and about and doing sort of something, but if your phone is glued to you and you're always looking at your phone, you go out to dinner with somebody and you're continually looking at your phone, you're never really sort of living in the moment. So what we forget to do is really have quality time in the here and the now in what we're doing, as well as the productivity of your work. It's also the concentration of where you are, what you're doing, who you're with. So when we multitask and we're here, there and everywhere, we're not actually, living in the moment. So number 4, relaxing. So this multitasking thing is not only really important or, ineffective in business. So your work, running a home-based business, it's in life as well. So number 4 is relaxing. So this hit home for me in that if you really have a problem relaxing, this is me all over. I don't sit down and watch TV. I don't even listen to the radio in the car anymore. I haven't for a couple of years, and I find it really hard to relax. Although, get me on a plane to Bali and let me sit on the beach for a couple of weeks or around the pool, and I have no problem in relaxing. But, as a general rule, if you have a problem just sort of relaxing, you always need to be doing something, and you think, well, I've got half an hour and it's just impossible for you to sit and do a meditation or watch TV or read a book or something like that. That's when multitasking is not doing you any favors. We must, and I'm learning to, but we must switch off from everything to be able to relax. We have to switch off our brains. We have to get away from our phones. Do you feel that when you've always got your phone around, you're always distracted by something? So when we're multitasking and always looking at our phones, our messages, our emails, Facebook, like how much time do you spend scrolling through, Facebook feed? It is so distracting. So it's not actually effective for us in our actual personal life, not only business, but personal as well. We've got to put those damn things down and learn how to relax more. Now, the 5th thing with multitasking being damaging is, I've always thought and prided myself on being able to juggle, email and doing this and doing that, and then I think of something else and then a message pops up, so I respond to that person and I'm halfway through reading an email and I'm writing a blog and I'm thinking about content for a video, and I think I've got, a handle on it all. So reality is when you think you're being productive, you're actually totally exhausting yourself and you're not being productive. So the trick is to stick to one task at a time, and I'm going to prove this to you in a second. One task at a time and block everything else out. Put your phone away, put it on silent, shut down your messenger, shut down your Facebook, shut down your email, and actually just do the task that you were planning to do. What that does, it makes you far more productive and effective, and your brain is in one direction. So the quality of what you're doing is much, much better. It's not half-assed. Excuse the language, but hopefully you get what I mean. So it's much more productive. So running a home-based business, if you know you need to prospect some people or follow up with some people, shut everything else off, block that half an hour out, and only do that. If you've got a task to do, you're writing an article or you're replying to emails, set 15 minutes, half an hour, and just do that in that time frame. I've tested this now and I'm getting so much more done when I do time blocking like that for activities than trying to juggle my messages. And I get messages from a lot of people all day and all night. Majority of people that I speak to are overseas. So when I'm awake, they're sleeping and vice versa. So when I wake up, I have a hell of a lot of messages to attend to. So I've got to block out time to do that. If I respond to messages all day long in and out of what I'm doing, I get to the end of the day and I go, what the hell have I achieved today? Send me some likes and loves if you've felt that way. You've got to the end of the day, you've had your list of to-do things. You get to the end of the day, you've hardly crossed anything off your to-do list and you feel like you've been really unproductive. So I just want to sort of highlight here a study that we sort of got told about, and this is from the Harvard Business Review. And this is important. So I know it's just statistical stuff, but it is important. When people are distracted by incoming email, calls, phones, Facebook, Messenger, those kind of things, 10 points fail from their IQ. So what that actually equates to is losing an entire night's sleep. An entire night's sleep. So that's how multitasking can actually exhaust you physically. Your brain is going here, there, concentrating here. Now you're switching gears, you're going over there, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about that. You're not really finishing any one task because you've got 5 or 10 things on the go at once, and you're actually exhausting yourself to the point where your IQ can go down 10 points, which is equivalent to losing an entire night's sleep. This is how ineffective multitasking can be to your life, your productivity, your work, and your physical being, your mind and your body, and your exhaustion. And it actually went so far as to say it's more than twice the effects of smoking marijuana. So the ineffectiveness of smoking marijuana, if you've ever done it, it doesn't make you very productive. So it's doing that, multitasking like that, has twice the effects of smoking marijuana and, equivalent to losing a whole night's sleep. So this is where multitasking is not doing you any favors. It's not making you productive, it's not making you effective, and it's actually probably exhausting you in the process. Okay? So the thing with multitasking is, what I've learnt with multitasking is I find it good when I can do something like the vacuuming and listen to something on my earphones. So vacuuming is a mindless task, cleaning, something like that, where I don't have to use my brain, it's just an action. So where I find multitasking effective is when I'm doing something like that, or, driving the car, and I can listen to something like an audio book or something like that at the same time. To me, that's where multitasking serves its purpose, because you're actually utilizing your time quite effectively. But in relation to actually getting a job done, doing some work, doing a task that you need to get done, multitasking is not effective. Now, this is what I'm going to show you now is what we did in LA. That one of my mentors showed me, and we went through this exercise. And I've got my iPad here, and I'm just going to get this going again. I'm going to time something. I'm going to show you something and time it to prove to you that multitasking does not work. So I've got my, can you see that there? Bit of a glow, but I've got like a stopwatch here. So what I'm going to do is time. I've got columns here. So I'm going to write letters of the alphabet and corresponding numbers. So I'm just going to go up to the number 15, which I think takes me to the letter O. Okay, so and then I'm going to time myself as to how long I do this. So the first lot I'm going to do is I'm going to write a letter and a number, a letter, a number, a letter, and a number. So just bear with me. Follow me here. I'm just going to press start on my stopwatch here. So 3, 2, 1, go. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Okay, stop. Okay, so what my timer is telling me is 22 seconds. So it took me 22 seconds to do the letter and the corresponding number there. So on this side, what I'm going to do now is one at a time, one task at a time. So I'm going to write the letters and I'm going to write the numbers and I'm going to time myself again. So I'm just going to reset my clock here. So that was 22 seconds to do it that way. So let's do it the other way. I'm going to press start. 3, 2, 1, now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, stop. Can you see that? 16 seconds. So this is on a very minor scale, like we're talking seconds here. But this took me 22 seconds to do. This took me 16 seconds to do. So this is the reality of multitasking. You do that for an hour and work out how effective that you are being. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, you know, write yes down below or send me some likes or some love that makes sense to you. So when you bring your attention from one activity to another, it actually takes your focus off that to another. So you're switching your brain, you're switching tasks. You think you're being productive and multitasking, but you're actually just switching tasks. When you switch tasks like that, your brain is going from one to the other and it's not effective in either place, and it takes you a lot longer to achieve. When you stick to the one thing, so that was my A to O and then my 1 to 15, how much quicker was I? Now you equate that to an hour's worth of work where you are switching from your phone to your email to your messenger to Facebook. Your phone dings, you check it, you come back to this activity, but then your phone dings again and you come back here and you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You think you're multitasking and you're an expert at it. You're not being productive. You're simply not being productive. So I wanted to share that with you to highlight how you work. Do you multitask? Do you think you're an awesome multitasker? Then check out that example. I've just proven to you that multitasking is not the best thing for you to do as far as your productivity and your exhaustion. Now, yesterday I put up a blog post and I will, after I finish the video, I'll go and put the link to it down below in the comments section. But I put up a blog post which is 7 simple tips to jumpstart your business when you're short on time. So how do you really be effective with your time? And that's written by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Bob Clark. So really effective tips. I'll just go through the 7 points that he mentioned, just the headings, and you can go and read the blog if that's something that's of interest to you and want to check that out. So number 1, have a bulletproof plan. So you've got to have a plan to manage your time and be effective. So a plan here would be, I've got activity A and activity B. So activity A, I'm going to block out 15 minutes, half an hour at this time of day, and I'm going to get that done, and I'm not going to let any other distractions in. And then I'm going to move on to activity B, and I'm going to block out the time to do that. So don't go through the day trying to do A and B at the same time, because you're not going to be effective. Number 2, get a handle on your time. So I'm very effective with my time when I've got various times, even like picking up the kids from school. If I'm a little bit early, like I was yesterday, I think I was about 10 minutes early, I'm checking emails, I'm doing things on my phone. I don't waste any time. So be really effective with your time. 4 blocks of 15 minutes is an hour's worth of work. So where have you got 15 minutes that you can save to be effective with your time? How long are you scrolling through Facebook? 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 4 times a day. You've just wasted an hour's worth of your day scrolling through Facebook where you could be effective in other ways. So, really getting a handle on your time and effective use of that time and planning that time will make you more effective. Number 3, use technology to make life easier. Especially if you're building a home-based business, part-time, things like Facebook Lives, email autoresponders, using email, Messenger, using things like ManyChat. ManyChat is automated messages that go out to people that respond to your page. I'll do another Facebook Live on that later because it's an awesome tool to really, make effective use of your time. And social media. Number 4, leverage social media when prospecting. If you're building a home-based business, Attraction marketing. If you don't know what attraction marketing is, get up to speed, because that's where you're going to make your time more effective in relation to prospecting. Number 5, leverage your company tools. If you're building a home-based business, stop talking. You are the middleman between the introduction and getting them the information, whether that's Facebook group pages or company videos or whatever it is. Stop talking and start leveraging tools. Show people how easy this business really is. Number 6, when you don't think you've got the time, the money, or the energy to attend company events, you're wrong. You get so much leverage out of, whether it's a meeting, a regional training, a company event. Nowhere else are you going to surround yourself with people that get you, believe in you, uplift you, and help you elevate your business. Number 7, use paid ads to extend your reach. If you're not building your business online, you're not using attraction marketing, and you're not using some little form of paid advertising, don't be scared of paid advertising. You can do it as little as a few dollars a day to get leads into your business. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not going to go into detail of those 7 points. That's from a blog post that I put up yesterday, written by Dr. Bob Clark, and I'll put the link in the comments section below when I finish this video. So did you get any value out of that? Did that help make you realize? If anybody is commenting at all, I can't see any comments. I don't know if anyone's on. I could be talking to myself for all I know, but hopefully, you'll catch it on the replay, because I've said this over and over and over and again. You can learn skills to build your business online. You can learn skills to build a home-based business, the traditional way. That's fine. But unless you are effective, productive, believe in yourself, got good things going on up here, fight through all the negativity, fight through all the challenges that you come across, you won't build a successful business. Because your belief and your effectiveness with time and strategy and things like that are what's going to make you more successful than the skills. It's just the reality of the way it is. And these are the kind of things that we talked about when I was with my mentors in Los Angeles last week. So what they shared with me there, I am here to bring to you. This is just one of the things that I'm going to share. Sorry, I don't know what I did to my screen there, but I'm back. Just one of the many things that I'm going to share with you that I sort of learned in LA. So I hope you found that useful in some way. If you did, give me a comment below. Share it out to somebody that you know is a serial multitasker. Let them know that their time is actually not being that productive. If somebody says to you, I'm awesome at multitasking, I'm a perfectionist at multitasking, prove to them how ineffective it is just by doing this little example here and time them. That's all you need to do. Okay, so thank you for listening to me today. Anybody that has been on live or watching the replay, I really do appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on my next Facebook Live. Bye.